Reports are flying in. India is considering the biggest GST rejig since 2017. Fewer slabs, cheaper small cars, and the lower or even zero GST on insurance. In this video, we break down what is real, what is still a proposal, and what it means for prices, demand, and the FY26 fiscal deficit. We will start with the current fiscal position, then the latest GST numbers, model the likely revenue sacrifice, and end with winners, losers, and the deficit impact in plain numbers. You are watching India Business Insights. If you find value in rigorous source-backed analysis, hit like, subscribe, and share this with your team. The FY26 budget estimates set the tone. Total expenditure Rs 50.65 lakh crore, receipts excluding borrowings Rs 34.96 lakh crore, net tax receipt Rs 28.37 lakh crore, and capex Rs 11.21 lakh crore. The fiscal deficit target is 4.4% of GDP, funded by gross market borrowing of Rs 14.82 lakh crore, assumed nominal GDP growth 10.1%. By June 2025, the fiscal deficit stood at about Rs 2.81 lakh crore, 17.9% of the full year target, higher than the same period last year due to front-loaded capital spending. Early year numbers are volatile and don't predict the full year. GST collections remain strong. April 2025 record Rs 2.37 lakh crore, May Rs 2.01 lakh crore, June Rs 1.85 lakh crore, July Rs 1.96 lakh crore plus 7.5% year over year. These are gross collections before settlement refunds. The government has floated a simpler two-slab structure, 5% and 18%, with a special 40% rate for a very small list of sin/luxury items. The broad direction discussed publicly, most 12% items could move to 5%, and many 28% items like small cars and common appliances could shift to 18%. Insurance premiums, health and life are being discussed for a cut from 18% to 5% or 0%. Final decisions rest with the GST Council. Timelines. A group of ministers meets around August 20 to 21 to examine the blueprint. Council consideration is expected September to October. Some reports suggest an implementation window before Diwali, but treat that as indicative until official notifications are issued. There is no official fiscal cost number yet, so here is a transparent conservative model you can audit. Step 1, baseline. Extrapolating from FY25 and the FY26 run rate, a reasonable gross GST baseline is around Rs 24 lakh crore for FY26 without policy change. Step 2, slab weights approx. Many analyses apportion GST roughly as 5% slab to 7%, 12% to 5 to 6%, 18% to 65%, 28% to 10 to 12% of collections. Step 3, the cuts, 12% to 5% on most items, 7 percentage point cut on roughly 5 to 6% of the base, 28% to 18% on a large share, say 90% of the 28% basket, 10 percentage point absolute cut, about 36% of the tax on that slice. Result annualized static loss, Rs 1.3 to 1.6 lakh crore, about 0.35 to 0.45% of GDP. Step 4, partial year FY26 effect. If changes kick in around late October/November 2025, only 5 months hit FY26. That implies Rs 0.45 to 0.65 lakh crore cross GST foregone in FY26. Step 5, dynamic offsets. Lower prices should lift volumes, reduce inverted duty frictions, and cut classification disputes, improving compliance and buoyancy. A 20 to 30% clawback is possible in year 1 that trims the FY26 net impact to Rs 0.32 to 0.52 lakh crore. Center and states share GST. As a rule of thumb, the center bears roughly half the net impact on a Rs 0.32 to 0.52 lakh crore FY26 net loss The center share could be rupees 16,000 to rupees 26,000 crore. Relative to a rupees 357 lakh crore nominal GDP envelope, that's 0.04 to 0.07% of GDP, nudging the fiscal deficit from 4.4% towards 4.46 to 4.49% if nothing else changes. Markets expect any slippage to be contained. Autos, mass, small cars and two-wheelers could shift from 28% to 18%, lowering ex-tax prices and reviving entry segment demand. Luxury/SUVs may stay in a special high rate/cess bucket. Consumer durables and housing-linked air conditioners, refrigerators, some TVs, dishwashers, possibly cement, if moved to 18%, would support housing and white goods cycles. Exact fitments will matter. Packaged foods and everyday items currently at 12%, parts of packaged foods, household goods, some medical items shifting to 5% would soften retail inflation at the margin and lift volumes. Final mapping awaits council approval. Insurance premiums. Health and life insurance GST council fall from 18% to 5% or 0%, a powerful affordability lever in an underpenetrated market. Expect product level nuance in how insurers pass through benefits. Tourism/hotels and apparel, parts of hotel accommodation and apparel now at 12% might see cuts aiding discretionary consumption. Details depend on the final fitment list. 3 reasons the net fiscal cost could be manageable. Number 1, demand impulse. Cuts at the mass end typically have high price elasticity. Number 2, compliance gains. Fewer slabs reduce disputes and improve ease of doing business, lifting effective buoyancy. Number 3, capex continuity. The capex pushed at rupees 11.21 lakh crore anchors growth even as indirect taxes nudge affordability. Bond markets will watch cross borrowing and nominal GDP. If growth holds their budget assumptions, the headline FD can stay on path. If growth or direct taxes undershoot, the government can recalibrate expenditure or sequence the rate cuts. August 20 to 21, Group of Ministers meetings on rate rationalization and insurance. September to October, GST Council to vet proposals and fitment lists. Target window before Diwali is indicative until notifications are issued. Consumers planning to buy a small car, two-wheeler or AC or renew insurance? Watch council decisions and pass-through timelines. Early festive deals may anticipate policy, but only notifications make it real. SMEs/retailers prepare price lists and billing systems for quick switchover. Clean up HSN classifications now. Use the window to push volumes, advertise GST savings clearly. Investors, autos, mass OEMs, white goods, cement, insurers could see a sentiment tailwind. Build scenarios for margin pass-through and working capital in transition. Question: will luxury/sin goods get cheaper? Answer: unlikely. Many are tipped for a special high rate and/or cess. Question: is fiscal slippage guaranteed? Answer: not necessarily. The partier nature, demand buoyancy, and policy calibrations can keep FD close to 4.4%. Watch nominal GDP and direct taxes. Question: when is this certain? Answer: after the GST Council votes and notifications are issued. Until then, treat this as proposal. That's our field guide to GST 2.0 and India's FY26 fiscal math. Comment with the product basket you want us to model on day 1 of the new rates. If this helped, like, subscribe, and share this with your ops and financial teams. See you next week.